Walk out. Hi there, big girl. What?
These were humans, all those social distancing.
Yeah.
Here is okay. Sorry, are we done?
Now that I've done the first bathroom, I'm just going to repeat that at the other two at this campground. Okay, now that I have finished the bathrooms at the site that I am a resident at, I drive to the other campgrounds that my supervisor has asked me to cover this morning, one of which I cover all the time. So I have two main campgrounds that I always do. This one that I'm a resident at, and then one other. So I'm going to do the other one that I'm always at first, and then he gave me two others to oversee. What's nice about that in particular today is I don't have to do the bathrooms at those other two. He's going to have one of the maintenance guys come through and do them. So I just have to take care of the reservation signs and then tonight check people in. So that'll be really easy. Well, we're going to head there next. It takes me about 20 minutes to get there, so I usually listen to an audiobook.
Since the law is infinite, there is no incurable disease, as opposed to a curable one. The law knows nothing about disease, it only acts. The practitioner says, "My word is the presence, power, and activity of the truth which is within me, which is almighty, which is God. There is none other," says etc. They do not. What they do, however, is to inherit a subjective receptivity toward and a belief in those things. At first, children are happy, free, spontaneous. That is why we like them. They live instinctively. As they grow older and their emotions become more complex, and they hear people talk about death, trouble, divorce, love and marriage, and everything else that is good, bad, or indifferent, they begin to react to these emotions subjectively.
Outside of at my resident campground, most of the bathrooms are really old shacks like this. So this is actually clean. It's just this is the way that it looks. So like even the floor. So I mean, it's one of those things where you go and you sanitize it, but it's gonna look like shit no matter what you do. So I don't stress it that much. You just get her done. See if I can. there's not much to it. So now I'm going to 2 other campgrounds to do the reservation signs and just make sure they look relatively clean. One of the campgrounds I have not been to before, we had a guy there, a real nice guy, who apparently got flu-like symptoms and they had to send him home, and he has to be quarantined for at least 2 weeks, even if it ends up just having been allergies. So we're effectively down. We've had 2 people leave because of flu-like symptoms, one of which apparently hasn't responded to give her test results. And then we were short several positions anyway, so essentially we have, I think, 6 open positions that the rest of us are trying to cover. So it's been a little crazy. So this typical day in the life is probably not all that typical, but we'll head to this other one. It's very close. And then we get to go to the other one together for the first time. I've never been there. We'll pull into that spot. The messiest campsites always have evidence of children, like these stickers. And then it never fails. There's 2 things I hate picking up because I find them all the time. One are these, and the second isn't present here at cigarette butts. I don't like picking those up either. I haven't been here yet, so we're going to drive through. Oh, someone else is here cleaning. So that's nice. Right, site 1. Site 2. There's my friend Ken. Looks like he's doing the baños for me. Sweet.
Hello, Bitsy. Hello. Can you hold me fish with you? Take it up.
Okay, Mama, I'll be back, okay? I have my roster and their receipts, and I just go around, and because of COVID, we're just taking license plates and maybe hollering for their name. So that's what I'm gonna do next.
Mental treatment is real. Never forget that the conscious mind is the only actor in the universe and in man. The unconscious or subjective mind is compelled, by reason of its nature, to accept, and that it can never reject.
Guys, just a little bit more. Guys, just a little bit more. Yeah. Go, baby. Yeah.
We sure hope that you enjoyed this average day of a campground host. If you would like a more thorough and detailed rundown of your average day, there is a more elaborate blog post that I wrote, and the link to that will be in the description box below. We hope that anyone that is curious or considering the work found this helpful. Naturally, being a campground host is not necessarily glamorous nor aligned with what one might think the job title would provide. It's not so much of a job, I think. It's a facilitation of the benefits of being able to live in the national forest for a paycheck. I have really enjoyed having a job that I don't personally identify with, and learning that my sense of worth should not and is no longer tied up in what I do for a living. There's a lot about this job I really do love, like living in the national forest for a paycheck, working outside, working in isolation most of the time. The rest of it's really just conditional to that. So again, thank you so much for watching. We hope you got something out of this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And we will see you next time for more what are we going to give them?